All right, so this is the 2023 Trek Checkpoint ALR4. Now, what we want to know is this one of the best budget gravel bikes out there? We're going to find out from a local racer who's been putting some serious watts and miles into this bike and doing cyclocross on it as well. This bike's pretty sweet. We're going to find out what he loves about it, maybe what he doesn't love about it, and we want to know if this bike is fast or slow. This is Real Race Bikes, brought to you by Bespoke Endurance. This is the 2023 Trek Checkpoint ALR4, originally released in 2018 with the ALR refresh in 2022. It features an aluminum frame, SRAM Apex Mechanical with the SRAM Force hydraulic disc brake group set. And it has Bontrager paradigm wheels and weighs 23.3 pounds. Now, this rider has a setup with a crank length of 165 mil, and it's a 1x40. His cassette that he's rocking is a 10x42, and he's got a stem length of 80 mil and a bar width of stock alloy bars, 44 centimeters. And on the back side, we got the saddle of the stock Bontrager seat. All right, for tires, he's rocking tubeless specialized tracers for cyclocross, 33 mils when racing, or he's rocking Continental Race King 2.0s the rest of the year, around 30 PSI. All right, okay, so welcome. Tell us your name and your race category.
Hi, my name is Brian Maddock. I race for Team Havoc, and I'm a Cat 3 cyclocross racer.
Love it. Okay, so tell me, how many years have you had this bike, and how many miles have you put on it?
So I've had this bike just over 2 years and about 3,500 miles.
Tell me, how did you end up picking this bike of all bikes?
Yeah, so I was watching Tour de France Unchained, and I learned about this guy, Wout van Aert, and he was the cyclocross racer that I had never heard of cyclocross. So I started looking up some videos, and I thought, this is awesome. That was like on a Friday. On a Saturday, I went and bought just like the cheapest bike at the gravel bike at the Trek store. And then Sunday, I did my first cyclocross race, and that was 2 years ago.
Now, was part of the appeal, because I think one of the things that's really cool about this is just the pop of color. Like, I mean, I just love this frame color. Was this something that stood out to you when you were selecting this bike?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you walk in, like, I really love all the like builds they did on this and all the different colorways. Like, I think it just has like the cool little like geometric like triangles and stuff. But I think there was like 3 or 4 different options, and the bright green was just like, I don't know, it just spoke to me.
Any upgrades you maybe would want to make to this? Is there any?
No, to be honest, with this bike, like I got it as sort of that entry-level bike to kind of try a lot of different things. At that point, obviously, like I said, I wanted to try cyclocross, but I was watching a lot of like gravel videos then, and then just like getting out on the road, getting out on mountain bike trails, all that kind of stuff. So I think this bike has been like perfect for that, and the stuff that's on it, I think, is perfect for what the bike is.
Okay.
I think like if I want to keep progressing like more in cyclocross, most likely I would go for an actual dedicated CX build that had the higher bottom bracket, the shorter wheelbase, something that was more nimble for getting around those courses. So honestly, with this bike, I kind of just love how it is. It's a workhorse of a bike. You can take it out in all conditions. You can take it wherever you want. You got the alloy frame. You're not worried about hitting it into a rock and totaling it or whatever. So I kind of just love how it is. It's just big and burly, and it weighs a lot, but it gets around and it's fun to ride.
So what do you love about this bike? Where does this bike shine?
Yeah, I think where this bike shines is just kind of getting the job done. Like, it doesn't matter the conditions, where you want to take it. I think if you're someone who doesn't know what kind of riding they want to do, like when I first bought it, I was kind of intrigued by cyclocross. I knew gravel was a thing. I had heard about crit racing, and I think this is a bike that you could kind of dip your toes into any of those fields and see if you like it or not, without investing $4,000 or $5,000 into like a carbon bike, and only to finding out that, oh, I actually hate crit racing. All I want to do is race gravel or whatever. And then, so I think this allows you to try all those things out. It's still capable. Yeah, it's not going to be as performant as a lot of other bikes, but you get that versatility. And once you decide on like a certain discipline that really excites you, you can upgrade and get a nicer bike for that discipline. And this thing's still always going to be useful, because there's always going to be days where it's snowy and having 2-inch mountain bike tires, you don't care. Or it's going to be rainy and, you're going to take out your, low end build bike and you're like, oh, I don't care. Get a little bit of like grime on it. And that's like, what it's perfect for. So I think it's just, a bike anybody would be lucky to have in their stable.
All right, so this bike is often claimed as one of the really the best budget gravel bikes out there.
Yeah.
Is that true for you?
I would say absolutely. I mean, it claims it can fit 45 millimeter tires, but I have 2 inches in here with clearance. So, like, you have so much versatility. I've bounced it off lots of rocks. I've crashed it in all sorts of ways, and it just keeps kicking. And I mean, you can't beat the SRAM, like the Apex build. Like, everything on it just feels robust, and like, you're not going to break it easily, and you're going to be able to ride it and have fun. So, I think absolutely it's an amazing budget.
Yeah. Now, what do you typically rock in terms of it? This has a lot of storage availability in this bike. You know, tell me, what do you typically rock a lot when you're racing, or when you're out like just cruising around? Is this something that you take advantage of?
Yeah, for sure. I have like a triangle frame bag that I use a lot because I really like using this for my more like endurance rides. Like if I'm going to be out 3 or 4 hours, I have like my road bike that I could take, but it's kind of just nice to offload some of those snacks, your phone, all those things. You can bring more stuff and just stick it in that frame bag. So yeah, I really like running that, and I don't really like having the ones up here. They just never. I always rub my legs on them. I don't know. It's like I get out of the saddle just a little bit, and they're like, yeah. So I don't really like those, but I think the frame bag is a great addition on this one.
Tell me, what do you not like about this bike?
Yeah, I mean the main thing to not like about it is that when you have something that's kind of like budget friendly and something that can be a bit of a jack of all trades, so to speak, is like you're never gonna have. It's never gonna be the best tool for the job. When you're out on a CX course, you notice that you have a longer wheelbase. You can't get around the corners as tightly as some of the other bikes. If you're out on even like a gravel, like it's a obviously purpose-built gravel bike, but it is like a cheaper build alloy bike. It weighs 24 pounds almost. Like you're going to notice that when you're going up a 20% climb on in a gravel race. So, you're giving up performance for what you get for the value.
All right, so tell me a little bit about the ride feel and performance of this bike.
I mean, it's cushy. It feels stable. You get those big tires in there, and you just roll over anything you want. Yeah, I mean, it feels great. It's super fun to ride. It's a little bit more upright on those long rides. It feels great if you take it on the trails. You feel solid. You feel like planted on the ground. So yeah, I mean, it's super fun to ride. Definitely, it doesn't feel fast, and when you get up on the pedals, those bigger tires, take a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, you just take it anywhere and you can have fun. So
all right, so the question everyone wants to know is this a fast or is this a slow bike?
this is a certified slow bike.
I love it. I love
like
it.
I said, you don't get this bike for going fast. You get this bike to try out a lot of different things. You get this bike to have a fun bike in your stable, and I think that's really where it shines. If you want something to go onto the local Tuesday Night Worlds ride, this probably isn't it. But if you want a bike that's going to go on the local Tuesday Night Gravel ride, this is a perfect option.
This is it. I love it. Okay. All right. Well, if you've got a bike that you think deserves a spotlight, we got a link in the description below. Fill that out and we'll get back to you. Maybe your ride can be featured on this channel.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to Bespoke Endurance.